Coffee achieved Mickey D style. There was like no one in here either because it's Memorial Day weekend. And I sound kind of weird because I got a straw in my mouth. But I needed this ad shop coffee more than ever this morning here at Mickey D's. Alright, we're gonna do some creeping, but I had to get me a coffee. Kreepers! Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you are tuning in and creeping with, as I'm shoving this big coffee in your face. I do appreciate you guys being here. We're starting off at Mickey D's. Got me a coffee with an ad shot, and today is an interesting one. I found some cool old aerial photos last week at the Gresham Historical Society. We're creeping up to which is now Powell Butte, but back in the day was a big dairy farm, one of Gresham's first, East Multnomah County, Gresham, Oregon. Stay tuned, it's gonna be an interesting one. The aerial photos that I found are pretty dang cool, and that coffee's hitting good. Oh yeah, got the ad shot in there too, I needed that. Stay tuned, it's gonna be a good one. All right, back on the Springwater Trail now, and we're chilling out underneath this canopy of trees because it started sprinkling on me. Got a little wet, but it's one of those days where it changes so quick. We're just gonna duck out for a second and wait for the rain to stop. And we got the Gresham Farmers Market back open, which will come back probably when it's a little nicer. They just started doing this again right here in downtown Gresham. Bunch of nice produce and whatnot. Look at these beautiful flowers too. Hanging baskets. Yeah, they took over both sides. It's cool. All right, we're just gonna kind of creep through and head up to Powell Butte, but we will definitely come by and check out each vendor, do a little bit more of an extensive 2024 Gresham Market creep. A lot of vendors. Yeah, they open early too, 8:30 to 2. So May through October, it's kind of the first, not the first day, but the first weekend. Memorial Day weekend. These guys are cooking up all kinds of good food. Wow, look at that. It smells so good. Heck yeah.
There's some breakfast tamales and tamales and breakfast burrito.
Nice. You guys got horchata too, I see. That's the way to do it.
Raspberry lemonade.
Nice, bro. We'll come back. Oh, wow, it smells amazing. He said raspberry lemonade too. Cute dog alert. Getting here to the beautiful entrance with all these gorgeous trees to Powell Butte Nature Park, 6200 Southeast Powell. Gates are open, and we lucked out. The sun actually came back out. We've got to climb up this hill, but I got some cool aerials of when this used to be a farm. We're gonna check it out, do a little history, a little reminiscent. These hills are no joke. All right, just made it up all the way on top of the hill now to the visitor center, which we toured about, oh gosh, maybe a year ago or so. And I remember there were some old pictures up here of the farm. Then we'll try and do some comparison shots from that old aerial photo that I found. But there should be, if I remember, a little bit of info. Oh, there's a lot of bit of info. Cool. What's really cool about this information center is there is a ton, or visitor center, there is a ton of information. And we're gonna kind of just stroll through some of this, but I actually found some of the cool information that I wanted to kind of tie in here. Being the first farm in 1851, surveyors created the first written record of Powell Butte's landscape Their survey showed that Douglas fir and big leaf maple trees covered the butte. Open woodland on the western side of the denser forest of the east. Open woodlands once common in the Willamette Valley are now rare. Not so much. There's definitely a ton of trees up here. Maybe not that actual species, but here's the Anderegg family, which I kind of talked about in the beginning. They moved to Powell in 1908 rather, although at the time they wouldn't have called it Powell Butte. Over its history, the butte has also been known as Camps Butte, Wilson Hill, and Anderegg Hill. So there's an old-timey picture of them on like some sort of mobile carriage. And here's an actual view of the farm, the Anderegg ran Mountain View Dairy. So yeah, that sign down there, kind of a nod to the original farm, later known as Meadowland Dairy until 1989. During the Anderegg's residence, a new role for the butte emerged. The city of Portland bought the land here in 1925 and later built the reservoir. Pretty dang awesome. And throughout here it talks about all the nature you can see, the habitat, and some old pictures of it actually being constructed here after the farm. After they took over the farm, as you can see, still using the, you know, horse-drawn carriages and whatnot to build it. And there's also a very cool layout of the land back here, kind of an aerial view. Pretty dang cool. So here we are, right here at Powell Butte, and that little area right up there is where that farm would have sat. So I love that they have this info. And most of these trees and whatnot are really overgrown, but I'm guessing if we go just a few, I don't know, half mile or so up into the hills, we might actually be able to see kind of a matchup of those aerials that I found from back in the day. From milk to water, from the late 1800s to the late 1900s, people farm grazed dairy cattle, tendered orchards, and cut timber on Powell Butte. Earlier settlers built a homestead close to where the visitor center now stands. In 1925, the city bought land on Powell Butte for future waterways, and I believe that house still just sits right over here. I'm not sure if that house was actually part of the original farm, but there's the old dairy right there. So cool. Got the milk trucks back here, got the cows. I think this is the house they were talking about there. Farming continued until 1948, and dairy cattle grazed here as recently as 1989. In the early 1900s, Powell Butte entered a new era, no longer a dairy pasture. The butte, with its open spaces, spectacular views of the Cascade Mountains, was ideal location for a public park. With the help of local grants, Powell Butte officially opened in 1990. Yeah, I think these benches are new here too, with the like wooden logs. That's so cool. Yeah, it's starting to rain a little bit now. That's okay. We're gonna creep up just a few, about a half mile or so, and see if we can't get a better aerial, kind of match it up to the old one. So here's where we are. I wonder if there's any cows up here. That would be something. That would be something. Yeah, such a beautiful place to explore, really. I came up here in grade school, or no, what was it? High school, and did a wildflower project. Such a neat area. Yeah, these trees have really overgrown. but I'm hoping that if we get up a little farther, we might be able to take a better look. But technically, this is where kind of the farm would sit. This is the house that was refurbished, but it may have been the home to the Andereggs, actually. I also noticed this barn over here, big red barn. So yeah, maybe they salvaged the homestead as well. That's pretty dang cool, though. All right, climbing up these hills. Started to rain again, but we do have some blue skies out in the distance, so I'm going to just hang out again, wait for it to just subside. It's one of those weird days where it just rains and then it stops. Luckily we have all these beautiful trees, but hopefully once we make it up a little bit farther, we can see out onto those old aerials and do some comparisons. But I also noticed way off in the distance, see if I can zoom in. That old pile of, I'm not sure what it is, looks like wood or maybe a piece of an old barn. Could easily be remnants of the farm. All right, just climbed up a ways here, and this is a better view here of where we came in. That road right about where my finger is, right there, kind of where we rode up there. So that road there, I believe that's the entrance. That road there is the one that kind of winds up here in that old picture. So pretty interesting to see the landscape change and also kind of stay the same. Pretty neat that the city of Gresham took those aerials back in the day, though. So yeah, that road kind of winding up. See if we can get up a little bit higher. Might be able to get a better bird's eye of that. But nonetheless, spectacular view. We'll climb up here just a ways more and see if we can get a better shot of that road coming in and where the dairy would have sat. A lot of people up here today too, enjoying the hike. Got really nice too, heck yeah. Pretty dang neat. We made it. That's about as high up as we're gonna get. But with those aerials being just right around here, well, obviously from the sky when they were taken, but that's about as far as we're gonna be able to see. With that road kind of looping in right off of Powell Boulevard where we climbed up to get here. Very expansive and beautiful. Powell Butte. Right down there is the house that we saw on the way in. So yeah, all that farm would have sat right down in here. And I think those shots that I showed you before are probably our best view. But you can definitely see the house there, the barn. All the mountains off in the background there. Yep, just stunning, stunning views from up here. we're going to make our way back down, but we got to be really careful because there's all these pieces of wood here, and it's a pretty good downhill. And then on the back side, if you were to continue on, this goes down and loops back down to the Springwater Trail, but I'm going to go back in the way we came. Pretty neat. That's going to do it for today. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. That'll dial you into being a creeper today. You can also ring that bell. That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. And if you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. Till next time, Creeper out for now. Peace.